Okay, so who are MSP? We are a short-term lender against residential and commercial assets, providing development loans and providing bridging loans. And generally, anytime we're providing those sort of monies, it's with a view for some sort of value enhancement, whether it be on that asset alone or elsewhere. So we're trying to facilitate people enhancing value in some way. I've been with the business for 2 years and we've grown significantly in that period. I think it's less about what number we want to hit, it's more about making sure we're doing business with the right people. It's about growing and retaining the culture and the ethos. So we don't want to evolve into a big bank with rigidity. We want to retain that kind of that USP, which is pragmatic, entrepreneurial, solution focused, all those things that developers will benefit from. And so growing and maintaining that is really what we're seeking to achieve.
So Virtue as a company is looking for a set product that is good quality family homes. If we can capture outdoor living space, that's a key objective of Virtue as a company. And just providing good quality family homes, no matter what the price point is, it all goes in with the same care, love and detail. So we're working with MSP, yourself, all the time, Arian, where we want a balanced portfolio. We don't want too much of one stock, and that's the array of sites that we've got coming up. There's a nice mix of 3-bedroom houses, we've got some apartments coming to market, and then we've got your big, 4,000 plus square foot houses.
You've had a bit of success recently with the scheme itself. Why don't you talk us through the couple of awards you've won?
Yeah, so we won the Best Boutique on the Evening Standards and the Surrey Awards.
Yep.
And we didn't really have any expectations that we were going to win any awards, but it was always, as soon as we knew we entered an award, the site was so niche and luxury and just an unbelievable finish. Like you've got vertical cladding, you've got horizontal cladding, you've got traditional bricks, all imperial, all fits like so well within the greenbelt. And what was there previously was a business park that was not easy on the eye, and we've created some unreal family homes there. And yes, it's an amazing achievement for the company, the team involved, everyone involved, and that's right through from the ground up. Everyone's had a massive part to play in that, and overwhelmed and extremely happy to have won both awards.
I mean, when I actually walked the site earlier today, and sort of my observation is, the way the farmhouse is there and then all of the new build around it, it just fits in so nicely with the wider setting and the architecture that's already there. The workmanship, attention to detail, specification, all of that is really on point, in addition to obviously the speed with which we were able to deliver the site. So I think you combine all those factors together, and that is only a site that's going to sell tremendously well, which is obviously what you've seen and why the awards have been given, I think. A lot of people say to be a good developer, you need to be good at 2 of the 3 fundamentals. So you need to buy well, build well, or sell well. And I think you guys have actually got all 3 covered. And I think that will be what differentiates Virtue going into the market and becoming really quite a sizable regional player.
For us, we've worked with a number of different banks in the past, and we feel quite at home with MSP. And also just a wider team that Virtue's created and has around us right now. And that's really important, especially with uncertain times, to have those relationships and be talking about different sites. And we obviously looked at a rather large site recently, and we had a conversation. We went down there with our team and realised that no, in this current market, that's not the right site. So as you touched on, the 3 key pillars, we need to make sure that we're buying right at the front end. And a lot of developers get that wrong. They're on the back for early doors. So you've got to know your numbers for sure, and detailed appraisals up front, and know what your costs are. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to move at pace when we buy a site. And it's super important for a homeowner that's selling their land, or it might be an agent. They want someone who's going to come in, agree to a time frame, and they're going to deliver it. And other banks don't have that urgency to get a deal done. And that's the great thing about MSP, that they're able to move quickly. They've got a bank of lawyers that they work with this in-house with their team, and they're able to get an exchange in a sensible time frame. And the last thing a seller wants is it to drag out over months and months. When we don't want that, because that then starts to cost us time and money.
Yeah, so if I had to give advice to a developer now, I think attention to detail is probably the number one thing. You know, don't go into it without doing your research, without putting enough, you know, professional people around you that if you don't necessarily have the experience, at least you can call upon theirs. And also, you know, be realistic with what you can achieve. Don't go into it thinking you're going to bosh out 20 units in your first scheme. Like, tackle two units, tackle a single unit. You know, you'll learn so much more and get it more likely to get it right in the first round, and then you can apply it on round 2 and 3 and 4 and keep going in that way.
Such an interesting point, because what we were talking about earlier about where we started and some of the other banks not being able to take a view on us. Well, actually, yeah, we had done smaller single units, but that principle was still the same.
Correct.
And allowed us to grow. And I think people do come in too quick, don't they?
Yep.
Where we, you know, that our first single unit as a developer was in 2015.
Yeah.
So actually, the period that we had that and the knowledge, and we were trying to buy sites. We were trying to buy sites in 2015, 16, 17, and we were struggling because people were paying over the odds. And developments, without doubt, it's a tough industry.
Definitely.
You know, there's many hurdles, supply chains become an issue, and yeah, it's hats off to anyone who wants to have a go.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.